Everyone knows SpongeBob SquarePants as the happy-go-lucky sponge who flips burgers at the Krusty Krab, surrounded by his colorful friends in the whimsical world of Bikini Bottom. But what if I told you that this seemingly innocent cartoon conceals a far more sinister reality? Imagine if those quirky characters and their outlandish antics were mere facades, hiding a chilling truth lurking just beneath the surface. Some conspiracy theorists propose that this beloved children's show was never intended to be a simple comedy, but rather an elaborate cover for an underwater military experiment gone terribly wrong. The backdrop of Bikini Bottom is chillingly reminiscent of the real-life Bikini Atoll, a site infamous for nuclear testing by the US government. What if SpongeBob and his friends are not just fictional creations, but products of radiation exposure, representing the darker side of scientific experimentation?
Oh, this is so painful! Oh, it hurts so bad! Oh, it hurts so bad! It hurts so bad!
Sounds absurd, right? But stay with me, because as we peel back the layers of this animated world, you might start questioning everything you thought you knew. The truth may be stranger than fiction, and the deeper we dive, the murkier things become. It all begins with the location. Bikini Bottom, a vibrant underwater city that appears to be a whimsical paradise. But lurking beneath its cheerful surface is a chilling reality. This fictional town is set directly beneath the real-life Bikini Atoll, a site notorious for being the epicenter of US military nuclear testing from 1946 to 1958. During this period, the US conducted over 24 nuclear detonations, unleashing catastrophic levels of radiation into the ocean. The tests aimed to study the effects of nuclear weapons on military vessels and living organisms, resulting in dire consequences for marine life. Thousands of fish and other aquatic creatures were subjected to radiation exposure, leading to genetic mutations and environmental destruction. Some conspiracy theorists believe that the quirky characters of SpongeBob SquarePants represent these mutant creatures, born from the fallout of these experiments. Consider this. Why else would a simple kitchen sponge have the ability to walk, talk, and don a tie? Is SpongeBob merely a figment of imagination, or is he a haunting reminder of the horrors of scientific experimentation? What if these characters are the byproducts of military experiments gone wrong, forever trapped in a surreal world that masks their tragic origins? Next, let's get deeper into the characters themselves, each one more bizarre than the last. SpongeBob SquarePants is famously excessively cheerful and childlike, his laughter echoing through Bikini Bottom. But upon closer examination, his behavior is not merely silly, it's profoundly erratic. There are moments when he appears almost delusional, completely detached from reality, acting as if the world around him is a perpetual carnival. Could this bizarre demeanor stem from radiation-induced psychological disorders? Or perhaps he is an experiment, programmed to remain blissfully happy, no matter how grim his surroundings truly are. Then there's Patrick Star, SpongeBob's best friend, portrayed as blissfully dim-witted, wandering through life with no sense of purpose or ambition. Is this just stupidity, or is it the result of severe brain damage from exposure to toxic elements during the nuclear tests? Could Patrick serve as a grim metaphor for soldiers discarded by the military after their usefulness has ended, left to flounder in a world that no longer cares for them? And let's not forget Squidward Tentacles, the grouchy neighbor who seems to loathe every aspect of his existence. Is he a representation of a failed experiment? An individual who is painfully aware of the reality around him, but feels powerless to escape it. His constant dissatisfaction could symbolize the deep psychological scars left on those who were subjected to the military's reckless experiments, trapped in a life devoid of joy. At first glance, the Krusty Krab appears to be nothing more than a quirky fast food restaurant, serving up delicious Krabby Patties to the denizens of Bikini Bottom. But what if it's much more than that? Some conspiracy theorists propose that this establishment serves as a cover-up for military activity. The owner, Mr. Krabs, is not just a money-obsessed crustacean. He's a figure shrouded in secrecy, guarding the Krabby Patty secret formula as if it were a matter of national security. But could it actually be? Consider this. What if the Krabby Patty is some form of classified biochemical substance, a concoction designed to control behavior and elicit loyalty among Bikini Bottom's inhabitants? This theory gains traction when you notice how often the Navy is mentioned throughout the series. Mr. Krabs himself is a retired Navy veteran, and many episodes feature military references, suggesting an underlying connection to real-world naval operations. Moreover, SpongeBob's rigid work ethic and unwavering loyalty to Mr. Krabs reflect a level of conditioning that eerily resembles military training. Is the Krusty Krab merely a burger joint, or could it be a hidden military outpost, strategically designed to monitor and manage the mutated creatures swimming in its waters? What secrets lie beneath the surface of this seemingly innocent establishment? Every good story needs a villain, and in the world of SpongeBob SquarePants, that role is filled by Plankton. However, what if Plankton isn't the true villain at all? What if he's actually the hero, a whistleblower determined to expose the sinister underbelly of Bikini Bottom? Plankton's relentless obsession with stealing the Krabby Patty formula could symbolize a deeper quest for classified knowledge, the kind of information that governments and powerful entities go to great lengths to conceal. As we examine his character, we see him portrayed as small, weak, and perpetually failing in his schemes. This portrayal could serve as a metaphor for real-life whistleblowers who are often discredited, silenced, and ridiculed when they venture too close to revealing uncomfortable truths. Plankton's constant setbacks mirror the struggles faced by those brave enough to challenge the status quo and expose the realities hidden by larger powers. What if the show is subtly communicating that the military-industrial complex always emerges victorious, no matter how hard anyone tries to uncover its secrets? In a world where dissent is suppressed, is Plankton's character a reminder of the courage required to challenge authority, even when the odds are stacked against you? Could he be the true voice of reason in a world drowning in deception? Have you ever paused to consider how SpongeBob's life unfolds in an oddly repetitive manner? Each morning, he wakes up with the same boundless enthusiasm, heads to the same job at the Krusty Krab, and interacts with the same quirky characters. Day after day, the same scenarios play out, creating a sense of déjà vu that is creepy. It's almost as if he's trapped in a temporal loop, forced to relive the same experiences endlessly. This cyclical existence could symbolize a controlled experiment where subjects are monitored under identical conditions to study their behavior, stripped of any significant change. What's more disturbing is that the characters rarely discuss their pasts or contemplate their futures. This lack of memory and forward thinking might not be coincidental. It could be a deliberate design by those in control, keeping their minds blank and unchallenged. By preventing them from questioning their existence, the creators of this underwater world maintain a tight grip on their subjects. If these characters truly are the products of a military experiment, then it would make perfect sense to suppress their memories. After all, remembering could threaten to shatter the carefully constructed illusion of their reality, leading to revelations about their true nature and purpose. There are numerous moments throughout SpongeBob SquarePants that feel distinctly off, almost unsettling. Take, for example, SpongeBob's driving school scenes, where he repeatedly fails to obtain his boating license. This incessant cycle of failure mirrors the concept of military training gone awry, suggesting that the experiment is still ongoing, with subjects unable to meet the demanding standards set by their creators. SpongeBob's frustration becomes a reflection of the systemic pressures imposed on individuals who are conditioned to conform but continually fall short. Moreover, the series is peppered with frequent interactions involving authority figures. be it police officers, military personnel, or strict educators. These characters often emerge without warning, enforcing bizarre rules that the inhabitants of Bikini Bottom never question. This recurring theme raises a provocative question. Could the creators of the show be subtly critiquing how power dynamics operate in our reality? Are they hinting that we, too, are part of a larger system designed to control and regulate our behavior, much like the characters in Bikini Bottom? By placing these elements in a children's cartoon, the show might be cleverly masking a profound commentary on the nature of authority and the societal structures that dictate our lives. This pervasive control makes us question whether we are just as trapped in our own loops, adhering to the strange rules of the world around us. And here's the most creepy question that looms over the entire SpongeBob phenomenon. Why was SpongeBob, of all concepts, so massively popular? This question is not merely about ratings or merchandise sales. It digs deeper into the very fabric of the show. Could it be that SpongeBob SquarePants was intentionally crafted to normalize strange behavior and military undertones to children from a young age? Upon closer inspection, the series presents itself in a deceptively cheerful package, featuring bright colors, catchy songs, and bizarre humor that effectively masks a much darker subtext. Consider the absurdities we take for granted within the show. A sponge who lives in a pineapple, a starfish with no ambition, and a crab obsessed with money and secrets. These elements might seem innocuous, yet they subtly condition young viewers to accept the bizarre as normal. Are we being desensitized to a reality where oddities and absurdities are just part of life? Is it possible that the show encourages us to laugh at scenarios that, if viewed through a different lens, would be truly terrifying? Some theorists go so far as to suggest that SpongeBob is a psy-op, a psychological operation designed to desensitize the public. The more you immerse yourself in the antics of SpongeBob and his friends, the more you become accustomed to their weirdness, until nothing feels strange anymore. What begins as innocent amusement might evolve into an acceptance of increasingly strange or unsettling ideas. This raises a chilling possibility. Is this normalization of absurdity just a coincidence, or is it part of a larger plan? By including these themes into a beloved children's show, are we unknowingly participating in a cultural conditioning process? As we continue our everyday lives, we must ask ourselves, what messages are we absorbing, and what might they mean for our understanding of reality? The implications are extreme, inviting us to question not just SpongeBob's world, but our own. So, is SpongeBob SquarePants just a fun cartoon, or something far more disturbing? Could it be a subtle commentary on government experiments, the manipulation of individuals, and the consequences of unchecked power? Or is it a mind-bending psy-op designed to make us question nothing and laugh at everything? In the end, we may never know the truth, but one thing's for sure. Once you start seeing the patterns, it's hard to unsee them. Maybe the real question isn't whether SpongeBob is part of a military experiment. Maybe the real question is, how many other things in our world are hiding dark truths right in front of our eyes? If you found this exploration intriguing, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to FactHub for more captivating insights into the mysteries that shape our world. Together, let's continue to uncover the secrets of truth hidden beneath the surface. Next time you watch SpongeBob, pay closer attention. Maybe, just maybe, the truth is hiding between the bubbles.